morning, everyone. This is Friday, August the 12th, 2022, 11:30 a.m. 19 degrees Celsius in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. I'm on a busy street of Portland in Dartmouth side of the harbor. And that's where I will be for the next however long I decide to make this video. So, if you think, here's something I had to show you. If you think fall isn't here, look at this ground. Those leaves fall off of that tree right there. Look at it. Look at the ground is covered in leaves. Wow. We're middle of August, and already the leaves are falling on the ground. Fall is knocking at the door. I heard the forecast for this winter in Halifax. It's supposed to be colder than normal and a snowy winter. So that's your forecast for this year. Don't like it. I don't like it much at all, but it is what it is. So I'm going to go up Portland, away from downtown. Downtown is that way, but I'm going to go the other way, uptown, up away from the downtown. Okay, and we'll see what we can find to do up this way today. Yes, it's still nice out. It's warm. It's cloudy, but it's warm out here. And it seems like fall is a long ways away. But when you look at the leaves falling off the trees, I first started noticing that about a week ago. There were some leaves blowing around on the sidewalk. And I'm thinking, man, we're going to get an early end to summer. But we'll enjoy it for now. I gotta get back home soon because my wife's brother is heading down this way from New Brunswick to visit. And he'll be arriving sometime in the next few hours. So I need to be home. And my daughter is visiting from Ontario, and she's home by herself. Well, she might be by herself. My son was, she's by herself. There's nobody else there. She's by herself. Okay. So I got to get home and keep her company too, because she's down visiting. I took off and went out to make a video, so I can't stray too far. I was in a Tim Hortons for a while having a coffee, and now it's time to get to work, and then I'll make my way towards my neighborhood where I live. That way, when I get done the video, I won't have too far to go to get back home, which makes a lot of sense today because she's there by herself. Well, she's not exactly by herself. She has a little baby that's 4.5 months old, so she'll keep her company, I suppose. I've only been around my little grandchild now for a short time, and she has wormed her way into my heart, I can tell you that. She's a really nice baby. Just making sure my phone is still counting off the numbers there. Yep, okay, we're good. This phone is kind of funny. Sometimes it goes, the little counter, usually it's in the middle at the bottom, but sometimes it'll be off to the right, up and down instead of sideways. Anyways, it's counting, so that's the main thing. Main thing that is counting and not turned off some way. So sometimes those things happen, so I have to keep an eye on that. Well, it really is quite warm out here today for sure. And a good day for a video. There's no wind. I didn't even plug the microphone in because my mic in the phone is really good. But if there's wind, I have to use my mic, the external one, because it's got a shield over it, so you don't get as much wind. So, but with the lack of wind, I thought I'll just do it this way today. It's all right. It sounds pretty good. I think the mic in this phone is excellent. Look at that big tree there. We got a lot of those in Halifax. Big old trees, and when the sun's shining, you get a lot of shade from the trees walking around here because there's so many trees. Look at all those trees when you look up through there. You get a lot of shade off those when the sun's shining down. Well, I'm going to get over on the side here a little bit and just stand here for a second. Don't you love these beautiful houses over there? Beautiful, eh? All right, let's keep going. I told my daughter I would be home by 12 or 12:30. Well, it's pushing 12. But I do have till 12:30 to get home and keep my word that I told her I would be home by 12:30. So that's good. That gave me enough time to hang out in Tim's for a bit and now do my video and then get home. See, everywhere you look, there's leaves on the sidewalk. You can't deny that fall is in the air. Lots of leaves on the ground already. Lots still on the trees, but there's a lot of leaves on the ground. Look at that right there. Yep, definitely summer is drawing to a close. July was our, excuse me, something stuck in my throat there. July was our hottest month here. June was okay, but July came in really hot and it stayed hot pretty much all through July, and maybe a week into August, and then it started to just shift a little bit. And now it's still nice out, but it don't get quite as hot as it used to. So that's my analysis of the weather right now, because I'm out in it a lot and I get to notice all the little changes. I think I put my phone in just a little bit off center because it's tipping a little to the left. But I don't want to disturb it now by trying to fix it. When I'm in a spot where I want to turn it off, then turn it back on for some reason, I'll fix it. I'll slide it just a little bit. This is my new gimbal I'm using. It's lighter weight than the other one. It don't have that pistol grip on it like the other one did. And it's more of like a straight stick with a slight curve. But it's much smaller, easier to carry. you don't get as tired holding it. So it's working well for me. I still keep it the old one just in case something should happen to this one. Hope it don't, but you never know, right? Something could happen. So the unexpected can happen, so it's good to have a backup. Whoops. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. Here's another big shady tree, but it's getting a little thinner. I like these things they put on our crosswalks, these flags. If you take one of the little rack right there, and you can carry it across the crosswalk and deposit it on the other side. First place I ever saw that was here. All of the crosswalks have those. Halifax, Nova Scotia, got the flags. My daughter saw those and she goes, "Dad, what are those flags all about and those things?" I said, "That's for helping you get across the road." And she laughed. She never saw that before. She lives in Toronto and she never saw that up there. And I can't say I didn't either. So it's a unique thing to Halifax, maybe. It might be somewhere else. But anyway, it's a good idea. If you're, like I told her, I said some people have disabilities and it takes them a while to get across the road, and so those people usually take one of those flags and hold it out in front of them when they're walking across the crosswalk. And that way the cars see you and they know you're slow and they wait for you. When I get to about here, I consider it my neighborhood from just about here. There's a busy tire shop right across the road there. We got tires there once. We don't always go there, but it was good. You're fast, pretty fast. I think we bought them 3 different places so far on this car. There's a guy mowing the lawn up here with a... oh, well, I got something stuck in my throat. Sorry about that. Good time to turn off my phone for a minute till I get past the lawnmower and see if I can get my raspy throat back in shape here. All right, so I'm going to stop right here, turn off my phone, slide my phone a little bit, clear my throat, and get back on here and continue, okay? Okay, I'm back. I got my phone leveled up, and I'm good to go. And I got past that loud lawnmower, or he's moved. There's one over there, but he's not too loud. So what I heard really loud before, I'm not really by it. So we started it back up, and we're gonna go on up Portland. I know I've been on a lot of different parts of Portland since I've been here, but we're going to go up and see what we can see on the upper end of Portland today. That little plaza's in my neighborhood. We go to the drugstore often to get things that we might need. That pizza place is fairly new. It's been here a while now, but fairly new. When we came here, that was Robin Donuts. And the day after we moved here, they closed down. And it's been tried into 2 or 3 different things that didn't work. But apparently the pizza is working. And so that's what it remains, a pizza place called Pizza Company. There's a nice looking Chevrolet from the, I would say the 60s, probably as I recall it, as I remember. They look like in the 60s. And there's a second pizza place that was here ever since we've been here. That pizza place has been here. The city workers are right on the job today, mowing the grass along the sidewalks. So I got another loud mower coming up behind me here, but I'm not going to stop. Oh, he turned her down again, so that's good. Okay. We'll continue on. I can tell by the sign on that house up there that I'm at 397 Portland. Just so, in case you want to know whereabouts I am on Portland, I'm passing 397. There's 3 bus stops really close right here. There's one right there, and there's one right down there at that crosswalk, and there's one just on the turn past that. So, last time we took the bus up here, I was daydreaming and went past my stop. So I pulled it for the next one and got off right there. No big deal. It only took less than a minute to walk back to where I would have got off. So I don't know why they got 3 stops right close together, but they do. That's good. Oh well, this video looks like it will be in two sections which we put together. That's no big deal. And made one yesterday. It was kind of short, so it was only one section. I went up to Dartmouth Crossing, what I call the village part. That's where we videoed some of those stores up there. I took a shortcut. I could have went around the road, but there's a little path up to there, so I took a shortcut. We probably won't have to deal with lawnmowers up here. Hopefully. Much quieter now. It was noisy down there in Portland, wasn't it? But up here it's different. This is a residential street with a few pathways that goes back down to my street, which is lakefront. And I think there's about 3 different roadways you can take to get down there. But I'm going to stay right on this for a while, and then I might take a path down. I might just go right up and go in the back way. I can go in off of this street to where I live, or the street down below me, whichever I want to do. Well, I hope you're enjoying summer wherever you are. The people who watch this channel, hope you had a good summer. Do you live in a place with plenty of trees like we have here? I know people that came here from Newfoundland, and the first thing they noticed was, like, if you live in a rocky part, maybe you don't have any trees, or just a few. And when they came here, they said, wow, this city is full of trees. And depends on where you live. You might say that if you come here from the prairies with a lot of wheat fields. You might be shocked at how many trees we have here. We have a lot of trees in Halifax. There's trees everywhere. And the city plants a lot of trees too, like these ones here going along the sidewalk. So when you're walking by on a sunny day, you get some shade. There was some planted over on our street too. They're about the size of these. Well, I get home from this video. I don't know that I'll get back out again today. Probably not. But you never know. You never know, possibly. I think I made a video on this street one day last winter when I had COVID. I was allowed 1 hour per day for exercise. So I think I came down this street one of those days. And it was cold too. I remember it was like really cold out. It was not too long after Christmas when we caught COVID. Look, here's a good view at the north end of Halifax right from here. Way off in the distance there. That's the north end of Halifax. Get a good view at it from here because we're a little bit higher. And there's one of those paths you can take down to put you on lakefront. But I'm going to stick with this for now. I'm so indecisive, I haven't made up my mind if I'm going to go down one of those pathways or if I'm going to just go in my back door. I'm not sure yet. We will decide that by the time I get a little closer. You notice the trend in cars now is SUVs. Almost everybody has an SUV. And there's a lot of half-tons too, but if it's not a half-ton, it's a good chance it's an SUV. There's some cars, but look, almost everything is it's either and there's some minivans. Our next ones, we're thinking we're going to get a minivan again, because we had a few of those and they're so handy. Minivans are handy because they got quite a bit of storage space in them if you're going somewhere else. You take a lot of things with you. And our little car's got a really small trunk. It's an SUV, but it is tiny. It's one of the smallest SUVs around is what we have. And in fact, there's one of them right there. That's not my car, but ours is the same thing as that right there, a Chevy Trax. And you can see the trunk space is very small. Just don't even cover the whole tire. It's just like a little bit. The rest of the car looks normal, but the trunk area looks like they cut the back end off the car. I forgot to put down. Well, that's what a Chevy Trax is like. But most people got an SUV. I'm just looking at all the cars in yards here, and they're all SUV type. Maybe that'll change one day. I remember once when everybody wanted minivans. There were so many people with minivans. Now you hardly see anybody with a minivan. You got an SUV of some type. And there's a few cars. I won't say there's no cars. There's some people who are still driving cars. But most people is opting for the SUV type of car, which we did too. But I don't think we're going to be in a hurry to get another one because the storage space is too limited. That was our biggest complaint. And we're not a fan of the all-wheel drive because you got to stay right on it with the tire rotation and all that stuff. If you got an all-wheel drive, the tires, the back ones can't be newer looking than the front ones. So they got to be about even, especially in the wintertime when you start to spin your tires. And the other set is a little different size. It's out of sync, and then it will break your differential in the back. So we learned through experience that an all-wheel drive is not for us. We've got to keep it for now, but we have to go every 12,000 kilometers and rotate our tires again, which costs $27.50 to get tires rotated. Yes, I could jack it up out in the yard and put blocks under it, but I don't want to look like a hillbilly or something here, so I'm not going to do that. We just take it in and get them rotated, and we're good for a while again. But we made 2 trips in New Brunswick, three trips, 2 since we rotated the tires. one before that. So we got 2 trips already, so it's not going to take too long to eat up those 12,000 kilometers. Yeah, I would imagine there'd be people who bought an all-wheel drive car, and maybe once will be enough, because I know it wasn't just us that ruined their differential. I was talking to somebody else, and the same thing happened. They ruined their differential because they didn't know. I guess because we didn't read enough in the handbook. We looked at the handbook. We read a lot of stuff in there, but I didn't see that about the differential. We didn't know. So we bought one new set at the front. The back ones weren't worn that much. We put a new set on the front. It was all right while the road was bare, but when it got winter time and it started spinning, then we heard this funny noise coming from inside our car, and first thing you know, it broke the case on the differential. $2,400 to get that changed. So, yeah, I said if we had a front-wheel drive only, that wouldn't have happened, because that's mostly what they are now, and we don't really need an all-wheel drive here. I mean, yes, it can help you get up some hills, but all the time we had minivans that were front-wheel drive, and we didn't have too much trouble with that. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. We pretty much made our mind up. We're going to go back to a minivan, and it'll be front-wheel drive. The end of the line for the four-wheel drive and the all-wheel drive stuff. Don't need it, and it's too costly. You end up throwing your tires away when they're not worn out. Like, I get a lot more wear out of my tires, because the back ones outlast the front ones by quite a bit. And I don't, sometimes if I got a front-wheel drive car, I don't rotate the front and the back tires and wear them all out. I just, I can get like couple of years out of the back ones and just change the front ones. That way I got nice treads for the winter again. But not the same way with these cars. All right, I'm at my destination, and so I guess my little ramble is going to be over. And if you like watching this video, you can push that like. And if you're not yet a subscriber, I'd love it if you became a subscriber. And for all the folks who are subscribers, many thanks to you people. I love your comments. Keep on making those comments. I love them. And I try to answer them all. If I miss one, it wasn't intentional, but I try to answer all the comments, okay? With that, I hope you have a really nice day. Take care, be safe, and we'll see you all on the next video. Bye for now.